Hi, everyone. Welcome to Merch Money. Today we have Niels Van Der Tak on. He is the inventor of Merch Buddy, and we are so excited to have him on today. So go around. I'm so excited that we were able to start on time. I just walked in the door from our Ohio meetup and was driving way too fast to get here. So it was like 5 minutes to spare, but we're here. So who wants to go first?
Why don't you go, Helen? Oh, Brie.
Brianna,
she always forgets herself.
I gotta get it together. I'm all discombobulated. So Brianna, you go.
Yeah, you can relax. Hey guys, it's Greene, Merch Maverick, and of BriannaMollerGreene.com, and I co-own D4D, DesignForDollars.com. Man, I've just had a busy couple of weeks. I would say the highlight was our meetup that Helen and Kelly had organized and invited me to co-host, and it turned out amazing, except I wanted to stay longer so we could like keep talking to everybody. So that
we need to do like a 3-day one next time. Like it was just, there was not enough time.
Yeah.
You look down and we're like 3 hours went by. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah, it went by way too quickly. So that was the highlight of the week, as well as some stuff over at D4D too. We're keeping busy over there and pumping out services. So
awesome. All right. Well, how about Amy Nicholas?
I'm Amy Nicholas, Marketing Mayhem Girl, and I'm proud of securing a nice research system for my VA. So that's taken a lot of stuff off my plate, and she's actually doing a really good job. And I was expecting not so stellar results, but yeah, she's picking things up really fast, and it's helping me a lot get more done and get more designs actually ordered because she's on top of it. So
awesome. That's good. When you can train someone to like, that is such a good skill, just learning how to train someone, first of all, and then it takes so much off your plate.
Especially a high leverage task like that, because I wouldn't just hire a VA out the gate and have them do stuff like that. I have her doing multiple other things, and she showed, like that she could do things on Amazon. And I was like, maybe I should train her instead of the other girl, even though they both have Amazon experience. But yeah, she's shining.
Awesome. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So my positive for this week, and I'm sorry I missed you guys last week. It feels so weird when I miss a week with y'all.
Oh, we missed you.
But for the past week and a half, I've been very intentional and diligent with getting not all my uploads, let's be real, I'm not going to hit that, but uploading at least 40 to 60 designs. So that's my positive, because usually like I get distracted. So thanks to Amy Nicholas and focus. It's been helpful, and I've been doing the thing. So I'm really excited. And then of course Q4 is on my mind. Like that's where my focus is. And I'm just really looking forward to that coming into fruition. So that's mine. Oh, and sales are going up too, which I think it's because I'm loading more. Kind of.
Who would have thought, right?
I know. It's so weird.
Someone's trying to get Helen's attention in the chat, FYI.
Oh, I'm so bad with the chat. I'm so sorry. Who's trying to get my attention?
BB Rose has put Helen.
Oh my God. Hi, BB Rose. Okay, BB Rose is my niece. She started a YouTube channel, and she has been waiting to catch us live. She got the time wrong before and missed it. And so she's so excited to be watching live. So thank you so much, BB Rose.
I love how your family is so supportive of you. It's so crazy.
One more thing about BB Rose. She really wanted a merch shirt. She wants to have her own merch for her channel. So I just want her to know that I'm working on it. So you're going to have your own BB Rose shirt soon. So anyway, thank you for watching. Oh, now I got all lost again. Who hasn't gone yet? Merch Mama.
Me. So I'm Michelle Wentworth. I'm Merch Mama. And my positive this week is this actual month marks my first 1 year on merch.
Woo.
So it's kind of neat, and I'm just excited to see how far I've come in 1 year. And I'm just really excited, kind of like Amy. I've been just trying to focus every day on doing uploads with that Q4 in mind. And again, I'll quote Amy Nicholas, focus, focus, focus. And it's because it's true. You need to focus, focus, focus for Q4. So that's my positive. I feel so blessed just to be on merch for this past year. And it's exciting to see where it's going. So
Christina says, congrats, Merch Mama.
oh, thanks.
Did you just say it? Wait, did you just tear up? I totally missed it. Oh my God, I'm a mess.
No, I didn't tear up. I didn't tear up, but it's 1 year. This is like 1 year for me. This month of August, 1 year.
1 year. Okay, awesome.
So it took one. So when I teared up, when we started at 2000, and we started up, I was teared up to 2000. So I'm still at 2000.
But you teared up fast, because I know when I met you in February, you were at 500.
Yeah.
So you went from 500 to 2000 really quickly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just that getting that hump to that 4,000.
That's how I feel getting from 4,000 to 6,000. It was just like somehow it's like all of a sudden it was a little harder to jump.
Yeah. So I'm just excited to have been in it for a year and waiting to see where it goes.
So exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so excited because I know you're so big with FBA. And when I was talking to you, I was like, oh, I don't know if she's going to want to be on the channel because this is like a side thing. But you have really just done so much with merch.
I'm trying.
So awesome. So awesome.
Thank you.
So, well, because I always forget to introduce myself. So before I introduce you, Niels, I gotta go real quick because otherwise we always forget. But I'm Helen Kinson, merch boss. I just came home like 5-10 minutes ago from Ohio. We had a awesome meetup there. I had so much fun meeting everybody. I was so happy everybody came. So thank you guys so much. It just was amazing. So, it was just so nice to meet people in person. Like so many people just watch the shows or watch the Facebook, but they don't comment and participate. And I just really want to encourage all of you to participate because the amount that I learned was so much. I'm like, you guys have so much to share. Post the stuff in the comments, participate, because I know everyone always feels like everybody else knows more than them, but I literally learned something from everyone that was there. So I truly appreciate that, and just encourage everybody to, now you know us, you've met us in person, like comment in the Facebook group or on the YouTube videos, and just thank you guys. So we have Niels on the show today, and he has been waiting for a long time to be on this show, and he it's 2 a.m. there. He is in Holland right now and still came on the show even at 2 a.m. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So I'm Niels. It's indeed 2 a.m, but I had a little nap, so I'm not as tired as normally. But anyways, so I'm the creator of the Merch Buddy extension, and I also have a small blog and YouTube channel called Merch Action. And the positive thing for me this last week is that I've gotten back into creating designs myself, because up until the end of 2017, I also created most of my designs myself, but I currently just started last week to focus on actually getting into the designing myself, because I really enjoyed that in the beginning, and well, my designer kind of slacked off, so I had to do that. So it was fun to go back into Photoshop and do everything myself again.
Nice.
Are you a graphic designer, or did you teach yourself how to design?
Well, I'm not a graphic designer, but I did go to school to learn web design, and there it's more that I know how Photoshop works, but I can't really make anything that's really beautiful, right? So most of my designs are very plain.
Hey, plain sells well.
Nothing wrong with plain, Niels. Nothing wrong. Now, would you say that you started having somebody else design your designs because you were so involved in creating Merch Buddy, or was there a reason you got away from designing originally?
No, it was just because Merch Buddy I created after I was on the platform for a year. So in the beginning, I outsourced and did it myself, just to see if outsourcing was a possibility, if the cost would cover it. But no, the reason that I stopped doing it was because I wanted to check if more beautiful designs sells better, but my crappy designs still are better than all of the designers that I ever commissioned. So yeah, plain simple text designs with simple vector designs do best for me.
Awesome.
Now, Niels, can you? We have some newbies who are watching and may not know what Merch Buddy is. I know before we went live, we were all saying that all of us use Merch Buddy extension, and I use it every day that I'm listing. But can you just explain to some of our viewers who may not know what it is, what it does?
Yeah, sure, of course. So Merch Buddy is a Chrome extension that integrates directly into your current Merch by Amazon account, and it helps you run your Merch business with ease. So what it does, it adds a couple of buttons and functionality to the current backend. And for instance, you can easily copy and paste all of the listing data, like the title, the description, the brand name, and all that data, and copy it in one click to a different tab. So it's very handy for if you have many variations, or if you use it on all 5 different product types. And other than that, we also have a More Tabs button, which easily opens multiple tabs for the Create page. And the latest addition in the last update was a update that changes the product type. So if you have a t-shirt and you have the long sleeve, and you don't have to go in and replace the word t-shirt for long sleeve, it will all do that with just one click. So it's really just to optimize the uploading process, so all the boring stuff and mind-numbing stuff gets out of it.
It's so helpful.
It is so helpful.
It
So
makes
helpful.
listing so much quicker. It's just crazy. Yeah.
Especially like for pop sockets, because you don't have to select colors. So you're just like,
Yes.
zip, zip, zip.
True.
It's awesome.
So what made you, let's go back a little to the beginning. I know I read the blog post, so everybody has an awesome blog post. And one of the posts was about your journey of starting print on demand, getting into print on demand, and then your journey into taking it more seriously. So you want to tell everybody a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I started 10 years ago now. Wow, when I say that, I feel old. So I was just fresh out of the first year of college. I dropped out, and I was kind of, trying to find my way. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life, and I found a other print-on-demand website. It's called Spreadshirt. It's really big in Germany, and well, I created a couple designs. I think 3 or something. And one of the designs was a very plain T-shirt with just 3 hugs, very big and bold on the T-shirt. And that T-shirt, it wasn't like it was an instant success, but if I now look back, for 10 years, it sold over 500 times.
Wow.
So
it's like 50 a year.
Yeah, so that was really, in the beginning, it was like 1 or 2 a month, and I saw that there was a possibility. But up until 2016, I only had 25 designs in total on Spreadshirt. So the thing was, I was always thinking, like, I had to create these beautiful designs and just, mind fucking myself over how great and original the design has to be, even though I had shown myself a simple design. can also sell. And so over the years, I always, had Spreadshirt in the back of my mind and print on demand, but I really never did anything with it. And before I could actually take the step to actually commit to it, I had to put some things in place to prevent me from procrastinating and slacking off, because that's what I did through the years. I did try again with Spreadshirt, but I always just kind of, slacked off, uploaded a couple designs, and then not look at it for months. So what I did do when I was actually allowed into Merch, this was in 2016 in August. So this is my second year now. And what I did then was I got a VA on Upwork. And instead of letting the VA work for a set amount, I paid the VA a flat amount per month, and she would upload the designs on different platforms and do a little bit of the organizing of the designs and stuff. But I would pay her a flat fee, and instead, if I would not give her any work, then she would still get the money. So that meant that I had to do something.
A little bit of incentive.
So that was my leverage, because I knew I was lazy, but I also very cheap, so I don't want to spend money without getting anything back. So then I knew, it was now or never, and I had to do something. So in that first month that I had the VA, I did more work than the 8 years before. It was crazy. You're
like, I'm gonna milk her for all she's worth.
Whatever works.
Yeah, that is such a good story. But it's so important to set in those boundaries and those set things that make you get everything done.
Yeah, you gotta hold.
Yeah, because a lot of people they work if they get a reward, but I kind of the personality that works better if he knows there's a punishment if it don't work.
Yep.
So that's a little bit how I got in it. And when I started, the election, of course, was very big, and got a little bit lucky with a simple not my president T-shirt that took off. And the rest is history. Ever since, I've been addicted to Merch by Amazon and the other print-on-demand platforms.
That's so awesome.
What else are you on now?
So my second best is Redbubble, and after that I have Spreadshirt. And Spreadshirt actually has two marketplaces. It has the European marketplace, and for the US and Canada you have to upload it a second time. And other than that, I also have what's it called? T-Law? No. I don't even know. I have another one, but it's not really getting anything. And I started recently with Etsy, but I only have 3 sales there. So that's very I started that last month.
Cool.
Now, do you drive your own traffic, or do you focus mostly on organic sales?
Yeah, I'm 100% organic.
Cool.
Me too.
So how did you start thinking about creating Merch Buddy? And did you create anything like that before?
Oh, no, I have zero background in creating any kind of software like that. So the thing I saw was just my personal need, because I created Merch Buddy months before I released it. I just created it for myself and a couple of people that I've connected with on the Facebook groups, and I shared it. And one of them said, well, I think you should make this into a product because it's very handy and other people will also like it. And at first I thought, well, there's already other products out that do kind of the similar thing. But then I thought, well, let's give it a try. And a lot of people have given me great feedback, and trying to improve it every day now.
That's so awesome. And that you keep saying little things where I'm like, that is so true. Like where people think, well, someone else is already doing it or someone else is better than me. Like I just keep going back to the meetup where people just aren't saying things or being vocal because they feel like, well, somebody else is probably better than me or it's already out there. And it's like everybody doesn't realize like how much they have to contribute. And it may be similar, but it's different. It's your spin on it, and it's really awesome.
Yes, exactly. Because when I started my my YouTube channel, for instance, I started before I even created the extension. And well, English is not my first language, so now I'm kind of used to talking English. But back in the day, when I made my first videos, I was horrible. I would re-record the same video 10 times. Oh, it's still not good enough, and then I would splice it and getting all the and just me ranting out of it. But after a while, I thought, just put it up and see what happens. And
yes.
The feedback there, I mean, you always have a couple haters on YouTube, but most of the people are very well received, even though it's not perfect English. So the thing that's holding me back mostly is that I'm my own worst critic. But you just should push out more and then see what the feedback is.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. Have you met other people in Holland that do merch or print on demand?
I've connected with a couple on Facebook, but most of them are people that kind of do it on the side and not really doing it, not really as a side project, but just trying it out. I have searched for them, put out a couple of calls in the groups, but I have not really found any Dutch people.
I've been pretty surprised that it's very evenly spread out across the world. Like it's even in the United States, it's a few people in each state, and there's a few people in each country. Like just in our group is only 3,000 people. It's not that much, but it's the whole world. It's every country. So
I was amazed by that poll you did, Helen, that showed that wow.
It is literally every country. And I was talking to Myrna at the meetup, and she is running a Spanish Facebook group, and there's only two. And there's not really a lot of YouTube that is Spanish, like speaking Spanish and explaining merch and print on demand and stuff like that. So have you ever thought about doing a YouTube channel in Dutch?
Well, not really, because I mean, there's only like 17 million people that speak Dutch. It's we're a very small country, and I mean, most people that are Dutch, they also speak English. We all learn it, so they would rather just watch those. I think the biggest European country that is in print on demand is Germany, and they have a very big community already, and they also have a couple of YouTube, content creators that I look out for. But no, I'm not gonna do it in Dutch, because I just think the audience would be like just a handful of people.
Yeah. It might be worth trying, especially when it goes to Europe. So even though it'll only be in Germany, other European countries can still get the shirts from Germany. So you might be surprised.
Just like the tutorial or something, like just the walkthrough.
Yeah, because there's it is a small community in some ways, but even if you had a channel with like 500 people watching, I mean, it's still like you would still have followers. It'd still be interesting. And the thing is like, what I'm thinking is each country, you can learn so much, like we can all learn so much from each country. So if we wanted to make Dutch shirts, you would know more about it than we would. Like you would know if there's any funny, like, I don't know, sayings or things that are different there, or different holidays, or tulips or something. I don't know.
Windmills. Yeah. Think of every stereotype we could think of.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna definitely I'm already working on a Spanish YouTube channel. From the meetup, I started like messaging people that speak Spanish and got some people that will do one. So we're going to do a Spanish merch channel. But I think it'd be awesome to get all the countries, because I think, you know, it's hard enough starting your own business, and it's hard enough trying to follow Amazon's rules and come up with niches and come up with designs. And there's a lot of moving parts. And so when you also have to like really concentrate on what someone's saying to try to understand what they're saying, and you miss pieces of it, I think there's a need there. And there's starting to be, when you can, one clue of when there's a need is when scammers start going for a certain thing, because scammers are first. They notice and they go the wrong way, where they're like hurting the people. So there's a lot of scammers that are targeting Spanish speaking merch people. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I ran into tons of scammers because I used to be a manager of a bank. So I really have a dislike of people that run scams. But they're very smart people, and they just go like, instead of helping people, they just find a need and then hurt the person.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, so you target, there's a need. So, you know, a lot of Spanish people, they speak English also, but it's just not as comfortable. Like, you'd rather be listening to it in Spanish. So if someone comes out with a course, or they come out with something geared towards Spanish people, they're going to gravitate towards that and want to get it. And it's just really bad. Like, you know, she was telling me some of the stuff that was just completely incorrect, and just, you know, the person would just drop off the face of the earth, and it was just horrible courses and stuff like that. So anyway, when there's not a lot of content on YouTube, so just keep it in your mind, just in case. I know Holland's a small country, but you never know. Small niches. I mean, there's tons of small Facebook niches and things like that, and those do so well. Like a specific dog breed or a specific thing that seems small, but it's 17 million people is still a lot of people. So keep it in your mind. It's fresh in my mind because I've just been talking all about the Spanish. I'm excited about the Spanish YouTube channel. So, but anyway, we got sidetracked. So how did you go about actually creating it? Did you teach yourself, or you hired a developer?
You mean the extension?
To create Merch Buddy, yeah. How did you decide, like, do it?
So first, the first idea I had was to create the more tabs button, right? Just opening more tabs. Mm-hmm. So that I kind of found out how to create that myself, but that was a very simple thing. Then I brainstormed and thought what other functions would be great to use. Mm-hmm. And then I had to go to Upwork, because I'm not a coder or anything. And the other thing that I did create was just copying other people's code, right? Mm-hmm. So I find a few coders, and after a couple of applications, found a really great one who's still with me till this time. And I just create some videos on how I want it, and he creates it. So
that is so cool that you did that. That takes a lot of initiative.
Do you have any features that you plan on adding to Merch Buddy in the future, or are you going to perhaps just design or develop a completely new extension? Is there anything going on like in the future of that for you?
Yeah, so I wanted to actually push the latest version last week, but after the update that Amazon did, there were some bugs. So we have to fix that first. So in the new version, what I can already tell you what's coming is we get a copy and paste button on the color selection page. So you can also copy that.
Yay! And I can just use one extension.
Oh my God.
That is exciting.
So
Well,
exciting.
that was just met with overwhelming positive response.
That was the most requested feature most people wanted. And another thing is, if you click the replace product type, you can also set a different standard price. So if you always price your hoodies at let's say 55. Then if you click the replace product type, it replaces the word t-shirt for hoodie, but it also replaces the price for something that you sell.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's nice.
That is such a cool idea.
Like, I love it.
Now, as soon as you can figure out how to get it to do all our uploads automatically, then it'll be like perfect. It'll be done.
And then Amazon will boot your ass because it's a
Yeah, we're never going to completely automatic
Yeah.
everybody.
That is awesome. So
Gonna have like
awesome.
little elves coming out.
So there are some other things that we're working on, but I don't think they're going to be included in the next version. But I asked 2 weeks ago the people in my Facebook group what they wanted, and we got a lot of feedback on new features, and some of them are really good. So we're looking at what is possible and what we can create. So to address your first question, yes, I'm always looking to improve the current merge body, not creating a separate new product.
Awesome. That is really exciting.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Yes, so I appreciate it.
I'm so glad that you just went for it and put it out there.
It was really big, from nothing. I never hired anybody except for the VA, and then I went into developing, and it was already just such a positive thing in my life that that it all just it worked out really great, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, I know we've said it like 1,000 times already on this show, but just really like hammer that home. Like if there's something that you want to do, just do it. Like you're never going to feel like it's going to be a big thing. You're going to feel like, should I really do this? But I mean, like with starting this show, like I truly did not think anybody would want to do the YouTube channel with me, but I asked, and the same with you. It's like, you're like, well, somebody has one similar, like, but you just did it and it's turned out amazing. So, definitely don't be afraid to try and put what you want to do out there.
Why is it that we always think the worst will happen instead of the best outcome?
I'm not sure. It's like very common with people. I mean, some people aren't like that, but most people are. And
well,
even
it's hard to step out into the unknown. I mean, because there's, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to accept that you don't have it all together, and you've got to,
That is true.
It's a vulnerable thing, but I agree, and just because you see other people doing things who might have more knowledge than you or whatever, that doesn't discredit what you have to offer too.
Mm-hmm.
So never live in somebody else's shadow.
Yeah. Well, and I think people hold themselves back because they think, oh, I'm not at this tier, I'm not at this level or income or whatever.
But then you're always going to have, well, I'm not at this, I'm not at that.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
And you're always ahead of somebody too.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you always know one piece of the puzzle. Like some of the people were, they weren't as high a tiers on merge, but they had been self-employed since the 90s. And they had like great experience with like really having their own business, like their own brand, their own website, their own employees. So it's like they have a lot to offer in that respect. Like, how do you really be an entrepreneur long term and really build up a company and have employees and have a brand? And they knew a lot of pieces of that side of it. Like if anybody wanted to take their merch business to the next level and do like have employees and everything, they would be great to help with that.
Yeah, everybody has something to offer.
Yeah.
And we can all help one another. Like Jacob's in the chat, or he was. What does he say? Like, everyone's helping everyone, or together we win, or something.
Together we win, yes.
Yeah, together we win, and he's right.
Yes, shout out to Jacob Topping. Yes. He's been so supportive of, like, I was driving, so I couldn't really look at my phone, but, at rest stops and stuff, like, I saw that he was commenting on the meetup and that he wants to go to the next one. So that is awesome.
And Helen, he'll fly anywhere to be at that meetup. So
I know. He's so awesome. I wish everybody was like that.
Or if Niels decides to do one in Holland, Jacob will be there.
Yeah.
Which you should, Niels. I don't care if it's a small country. There are still people that want to meet up.
Yeah, I do have to put in some more effort to find the other Dutch people and build a small community over here.
Yeah, because you got to think about it like our states. They're small, like, but you still can find people. So we had one in Ohio. Ohio, I'm assuming, is smaller than Holland. I really have no idea, but I'm assuming it's smaller. And
I really have no idea.
We had a lot of people there. Like, it was a big, I mean, it was worth it. So I'm sure you could do the same thing in Holland.
Well, especially because there's nothing on the East Coast. Everything's been in like West, right? All the events. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, just anywhere we go, like not everybody's going to want to fly somewhere or drive like hours and hours. So wherever you have one, if it's within an hour or two, like people are willing to go. So it's definitely worth it. So sorry, we keep going off on all these different tangents because I've got the meetup in my head.
So Niels, Helen is going to be checking up on you.
Yes, I'm going to be like, so where's your Dutch channel?
Where's your Dutch channel?
I really, oh my gosh, you have no idea, guys. I shouldn't even be saying on the show yet because it's still just plans in my head. But I was going to ask all you guys. I'm like, I really want to just start like 25 YouTube channels, with all these different languages. Because it's so easy. Like, I did not think it was going to be so easy. All you do, well, I know the people who speak the languages. They checked it off. So all you do is just ask them, would you like to start a YouTube channel? Yes? Okay, awesome. Let's do it. That's all I did yesterday. And now we're going to have a Spanish YouTube channel. Yeah. So I think it'd be awesome. Just merch money, Spanish, merch money, German, merch money.
Dutch,
Niels. International.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go to Holland. One of my best friends moved there. So she became Dutch. Like, I don't know how she became Dutch. She's from South America, and she was my roommate after college in Virginia, and then she married somebody in Holland, has 2 kids there now, rides her bike everywhere with her 2 kids. Like, just totally Dutch.
Aren't people like really healthy in Holland, Niels?
No, not
necessarily.
I mean,
maybe I'm thinking of Sweden.
For sure.
I thought like over there that there was like a longevity of life a little bit more, so people live longer maybe.
I'm sure they don't eat as much crap as we do over here.
And they ride their bike everywhere.
A lot of the stuff from America is coming to Europe, so we do have McDonald's on every corner.
Darn it.
See, McDonald's thinks Holland's big enough country.
Yeah.
Helen is not giving up, Niels.
Holland needs a Dutch channel.
Niels is like, let me mute Helen now on the messenger.
Niels, you're gonna hear a knock on your door, like, and it's gonna be Helen. She's gonna be like, hey,
Jacob.
Yeah, Helen or Jacob, one or the other. Out of luck.
When you're talking about the different languages, reminded me of most of my successes are in different languages, and not even the languages that I speak myself. So a lot of the designs that I create are in Russian or in Spanish or in all kinds of languages that I don't speak myself. But what I do is I just translate a unique slogan or text that I create myself. And if I see that it works in English, then I translate it to about 10 different languages and see if it works on that. And that has been a strategy that works very good for me.
That's awesome.
And
I actually have
most of the time
I actually have one shirt that I did that to.
Okay.
And it works, which is really strange because I can speak French, I can read it, and I can do a little bit of Italian, but other languages, I'm like, well, let's see if this works. And believe it or not, it sells on Amazon, which is a little, I don't know, you don't really think it would, but I thought, well, why not? I have slots to fill. But I think
it's awesome. I think it's awesome. And I think the other thing about doing one in other languages is that I think people will feel like they'll be more just like comfortable just in conversation. So more things will come up. Like you'll think of more sayings. You'll think of more like little things because you're just like talking fast in your own language. Like I think I don't know. I think it'd bring out a lot more ideas than if everybody's trying to like speak their second or third language or whatever. So we'll see. So what was I going to say next? So how did I forget, did you say how you just found it online or something? Like, did you know anybody who did print on demand, or how did you originally find it?
So back in 2008, I don't remember how I found it exactly. I think I just was searching for ways to make money online, and Spreadshirt came up.
Okay.
If you're talking about specifically merch, I found it through, I think, through somehow found a video from Chris Greene that was talking about it.
Of course.
He reaches all the way to Holland. Yep.
Wow, Chris Greene can stretch around the world. Everyone comes to merch because of Chris Greene.
It's true. It's true.
Are you doing print on demand full time?
So I do print on demand. I have, of course, Merch Buddy then, and I also do a little bit of freelancing on the side. And since 3 months ago, I've been transferred to full time in those three areas.
Wow!
Congrats. I was part time, and I was stay-at-home dad. So
cool. That's awesome. So you did Merch Action and Merch Buddy. So is Merch Action just going to include other tools, or is it just the blog and the Facebook group, or what was your idea with calling it Merch Action?
So the idea with Merch Action was because I knew how bad I was in taking action over the last 8 years, that I kind of just didn't really do anything with it. So I thought, well, I have to motivate myself, and I want to show other people how I do it, so I can, help somebody else start it. So that was the idea about the name Merch Action. First, I created just the YouTube videos, and later I thought, well, I'll add a blog to it. But it's just a blog and the YouTube channel. It's not a separate product.
That's awesome. And oh gosh, I'm gonna forget the guy's name. I bring stuff up and then don't remember the person's name. Oh well. There's somebody, one YouTuber that always talks about your one word, and action is like your one word. You could create like a whole thing about action, like a whole store, like a whole Shopify store, or a whole thing like all based around action. It's a lot.
Action is the thing that held me back for all those years, but now I found it, and I know what to do. Just consistent action, even if it's not the greatest designs ever, is what builds my print on demand business.
That's awesome.
Now, what do you?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, do you find the more you design, the more it gets the creative juices flowing? So then you come up with more designs. Sometimes I find that, like, if you're in it every day and the more you create designs, does any of you guys relate to that?
Yeah, I do, because I know I've the last couple of months I haven't really done much designing, like I said, and when I'm designing every day, back when we didn't have the bigger upload criteria daily, we had like 5 or 10. Then you had to create that amount a day, and I did really see that the creative juices were flowing, and there was just the momentum. It's the momentum that builds, and you sit down every day and you have your little task that you have to do, and okay, next day I can do it again. And that's the momentum that builds is what keeps me going.
Awesome. Momentum's big. So are you staying like steady throughout the whole year, or do you start ramping up more this time of year, or how do you run your business?
So at the moment, like I said, my designer kind of fell off the face of the earth. So now I'm back to designing myself, but I'm looking for a new designer again. I'm looking to ramp up because, of course, Q4 is coming up sooner than we think. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, I'm not really a person that goes for a lot of volume, because what I do is I create a lot of variations of the same text. So, for instance, if I have a shirt that says Holland is great, I will create like 10 different variations with different fonts, or a very small one, or a very big and bold one. So that is what I do. But the overall unique phrases that are on the t-shirt, I have maybe around 600 in total. So I'm not really, creating dozens of different designs every day, just variations of the same text.
Well, your tool works great for that.
Yeah, that's why I created it, because
yeah, you can just hit paste all day long with that. That's awesome. Do you, when you have it like that, where it's like 10 shirts that are all like the same theme, do you change the titles and change the descriptions, or do you have exactly the same titles and descriptions?
Yeah, I'm too lazy. I just have to say.
Yeah.
You are so honest.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because I was like, there's a few times where I've done that, the exact same title, and then I'm like, but when it sells, I'm like, well, which one sold? So I don't know. I like to have like at least one word difference, but I don't know.
Where do you get your ideas for designs that just kind of come to you?
Yeah, so in the beginning, when I started, I was pretty much just improving on other people's ideas, but as I got through with it, I thought I just kind of found out that unique stuff that isn't really on Amazon is what works for me. So I get it pretty much everywhere. I mean, if I walk around and I see something interesting, or I see a phrase that's interesting, even if the phrase is in Dutch, I think, well, how can I translate this to English and make it funny? Another thing that I do is I go to Amazon, to the books category, and I look at the different niches of the books, and then I go into the reviews of the books, because a lot of people write really interesting stuff in the niches. So if you get really deep into, I don't know, fly fishing or something, and then you go into the reviews, people have very funny stuff to say, and yeah, I've found a couple of great catchphrases in reviews of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I have never heard anyone say that. That is, what a great idea.
I know, that's a great way to research. Yeah. How many niches would you say you're in, Niels? Ken Reel always says you should know how many niches you're in.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, sometimes I create like the same designs for one niches for 1 month, and then the next it's every day is different. I mean, if I see something that works, then I'm gonna stick with it, and other times I just all over the place. It's just because my way of coming up with new designs or new ideas for designs is a little bit different than most people. Like I said with the example, it's a lot of just throwing up and see what works, and then expanding on what works, trying to get as much designs in that niche as possible.
We have a saying like that here. It's throwing it against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Now, how many hours do you spend a week on merch or print on demand in general, do you think?
So I have to confess that for the last 4 months, I have probably done like 2 hours a week. Not very much, because I was busy with Merch Buddy and my freelancing on the side. But yeah, the income has been steady, not really increasing any much, but at least it's been steady for just 2 hours a week. But I'm really gonna focus on Q4 and going back to I think putting in 10 to 15 hours a week.
Now, do you have any goals for Q4 with your print on demand specifically?
Yeah, I want to continue with creating unique designs, because I really see that the unique phrases is really something that really works for me. And the thing I want to do is I just want to create. I've set up a goal for myself to create 20 unique phrases a week, and then create the designs for that.
That's a great goal, I think. That's a great goal. Because it's hard to be unique sometimes, especially on these platforms, you know? I love that.
I love that too. Yeah, because you hear about people focusing on the quality of design, or you hear people talking about researching, but you don't hear people really talking about like being unique with your phrases and stuff. Is there anything you use to help with that? Like, I know you say you look at the reviews, but do you also like research stuff on Amazon, or do you just pull it from your everyday life, or how do you brainstorm for different phrases?
So yeah, it really depends where I source the ideas from. Like the one idea that I gave with the reviews, then I just go in and find what other people do and maybe just adjust it a little bit so it makes sense on a shirt. But I have a lot of other websites or things that I source from. It's not really that's the problem, because I was trying to figure out a more systematic way so I can outsource it to a VA, but it's just me just goofing around on different websites and thinking, hey, that's kind of interesting. So I have not found a systematic way to create the idea creating process at the moment.
Now, did you find that it comes natural for you to kind of like you reading a review and you're just like, oh, that's a shirt? Or did you have to sort of like train yourself to find the cute little or funny slogan to put on a shirt? Because that's kind of where I'm at, you know, is training. It doesn't come naturally for me. So I get blown away for people that it is naturally for. Like, is that easy for you?
No, it's not natural. I mean, it's just first in the beginning, I just had to try a lot of things, but after a while, you kind of see patterns, and you also kind of know what works in the niches that is already selling for you, and then you kind of see, okay, this might kind of work, but it's not that I see, oh, this is gonna be a great one. I mean, it's always a guess, and most of the time, it's like the one that you think, well, I don't know if this, and then it sells like 20 a day. So
it's funny how that happens. Like you get the one shirt, you're like, oh, this is gonna take off. Nobody buys it for 90 days, and it drops off. And then the other one that you're like, oh, this is kind of crappy, and then all of a sudden there's like 10 sales.
Yeah. I got a design back that I didn't like. I asked for a revision. And they gave me, several revisions, but then I ended up putting up the one I didn't like anyway, just in case. And that's the only one that's sold. I think that's so funny.
That's Amazon for you.
Yep.
Niels, do you have a certain pricing strategy that you use on merch? Like, do you price high? Do you price low? Do you kind of just keep it consistent?
So in my first year, I just put everything at what Amazon suggested. But now what I do is I do the t-shirts. I just start about like $14.99, and then I up it with $2 every time it sells. And for the other products, kind of the same. So I do start low and then kind of increase it.
Do they seem to keep selling for you after you do that?
Yeah, I don't really track it, so I can't say like, oh, I've that the data says that this is a good idea, but it feels like it works.
Yeah, it's always nice to make more money too.
Now, do you use
any? I have to know those answers. Like, okay, does this price work for this? Because
that is what's so
That's
awesome.
What you need to create for us, Merch Mama.
Jonathan's the same way. The data people end up doing so well because that's so important to know your numbers, know your data.
That's why I like Merch Pilot.
Oh my gosh, Merch Pilot's so awesome. But then I looked at it once and then I didn't go back.
Once he integrates it with Amazon, I think it's going to work a lot better because then you don't have to upload your CSV files, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Coming down the pipe.
I just love the data from Pretty Merch. Like I said, so now that I've been doing it for a year and Pretty Merch will go all the way back, even though my first month on Merch on merch, I only sold 24 shirts, but it pulled up what colors were selling and what was, but you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm starting to gear, you know what I'm saying? I've been gearing. And I just think like looking at that data is so important, but I am a dork in that respect. So maybe I should have called myself merch dork. I don't know, but I love that.
I saw you post something about the research the data. And I'm like, you have to,
and those,
I have to do that. Like I have to find a way to get myself to do that.
I get crickets on those posts, but
I know it's because it's not fun, but it's so important.
Helen, let's make it fun. Let's make it a unit. Let's make it like every month, like a data crunching time with Merch Mama. Like,
yes,
but it's just
Merch Mama. We got to get you.
Yeah,
get you on a live or something.
I think it's because as somebody that also does FBA, you just got to look at your numbers and you've got to look at what
you say that,
and you've got to look
but there's people like me that did FBA that didn't look at my numbers very well, and so it's so important. And it's like I know that it's so important, but it doesn't mean that I do it.
I know. I just love the data. I don't. It's just it is. I'm a dork. I totally admit it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That is why you're doing so well. Part time, you know. Yeah, data is important. So, well, somehow the hour went by really fast. Was there anything else that you wanted to say or anything about your group? I am really sorry that I have not posted it in the description yet, but as soon as we get off this, I will. I ran in the door like 5 seconds before the show started. But Neil has an awesome Facebook group, blog, Merch Buddy is amazing. You definitely have to get that. We'll post that in there. Anything else? You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, YouTube channel. You can find me with Merch Action. And the only thing I want to leave the people that are watching is don't be like me. Don't wait 8 years to get serious. Find something, some way to get leverage on yourself so you actually take consistent daily action. And if you build the momentum, then, you know, even if it doesn't work out, you can say, I tried it, I did my best, I did everything. Because if I never tried it like this, I would always have been thinking in the back of my mind, what if? And now I know what it is, and it was successful. Yeah, that's the message that I want to throw out there.
And to take action.
Yeah, take action.
Sounds like he's been watching my videos.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much. We so appreciate you staying up till 3 a.m. to be on our show. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. And where should people go if they want to ask you anything or if they have suggestions for Merch Buddy? Should they should they post it? And hold on. I think there was something in the Facebook group where people had questions. Let me really quickly look at that before we go, because I think somebody had a question for you.
Oh, sure.
But if they have suggestions, should they just comment on this video or where should they tell you if they have suggestions?
So the best thing you can do is either just search for Merch Action, the blog, and then go to the contact page and put it in there. Then I get it in my email.
Perfect. Okay, so let me just read a couple of these. First of all, a lot of people said they love Merch Buddy. So Laura Berg said she loves it. Lynn Casella said she loves it. Christina Sison asked, let's see. Does anyone know what other platforms this works on? So it works on merch. Does it work on anything else?
No, not yet.
Aha, the key words there were not yet. Did it?
Okay.
It's not really, we're looking at what is possible. It's not very easy yet. It isn't a sure thing, but we're looking into maybe expanding to different platforms.
Okay, perfect. Would it be possible to add a find greater than replace function to Merch Buddy?
Well,
What did I ask you?
what's
Find
It
a
says
replace.
find, and then it has the symbol like greater than, and then it says replace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think if I understand correctly, I think the person wants to find and replace certain words in the listing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's got to be what it means.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea to take care of, but we're not working on that right now. But I can see how it's very useful if you, for instance, have a phrase that it's a different city every time, then you want to replace New York for whatever. So it's something that might definitely be worth looking into.
Perfect. See, there you go. If you guys have suggestions, put them in here. Hilda says she loves it every day, uses it every day. Tony says she uses it every day. Excellent extension. Please ask Niels if it's possible to add the design, then open additional tabs with the design already loaded to each tab. It would save even more time when trying to add the same design to each product variation. Please and thank you.
Yeah, this is what I try to make, but it's just not possible to do this because then it would have to automate the uploading somehow, and that's
Oh.
gonna
It's a
work.
no-go. Yeah.
Amazon.
Oh, that answers the question of why. That's interesting. Well, cool.
Yeah,
So,
had a
all
lot
right.
of
Well, those were the
people-
questions we had. I'm so glad that I remembered at the last second. Thank you guys in the Facebook group for asking those questions. And thank you so much, Niels.
Thank you, everybody, for smashing the like button.
Oh, thank you. I always forget that too. Please like, please subscribe, please
Yeah,
join the Facebook group, all that stuff.
And thanks for joining us every week, y'all. Like, it means so much to us. It really does.
Especially the people that say they like this is better than Netflix or TV.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, in
about
the
that.
comments.
I'm kidding. I love you.
yeah.
ladies. I'm
People
kidding.
get excited and watch it every week. My dad is so excited for this show every week that one time we went like on a trip in the middle of the week and we came back, or he came back like before Monday, but it felt like a Monday, and he was all excited to watch the show. And he's like, "Oh, it's not Monday."
Well, speaking of, you were talking about Kelly's husband. He's in the chat.
Oh,
Feels
tell
in
him
the
thank
chat.
you so much. Oh my gosh. So helpful. Everybody is so helpful. Oh my gosh. I went over to their house and he just like went through a whole YouTube tutorial helping me figure out like where we can improve things, what we can do. And we are having an AdSense problem. So I know Jacob Topping always likes to try to do the what are those things called? Super chats. We can't do super chats. We can't get paid. We hit our 4,000 hours watched. We hit our 1,000 subscribers, and YouTube is just, they're disabling our AdSense because they said I had 2 AdSense accounts because I have a personal channel too. And I'm like, I was over at their house. They had like 5 million channels. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I know there's people with more than one channel. So he helped me message and try to figure it out and try to fix it, and we'll get it figured out. But if anybody is listening and they understand what to do, or if you happen to work at YouTube or Google, help us out.
My sister actually had an internship there. She's not there anymore, but
See? Yang can go knock on their door. I mean, doesn't he live over there? Somebody's got to live in California over by Yahoo or Google. Be like, Merch Money needs help.
Tech help ASAP.
Tech help. No, but it made me feel better that he was helping and looking at it because he is really good with technology and really good with YouTube. So it wasn't just me like feeling like, why am I not figuring it out? Like it really is like they make it difficult. There's like it's hard to contact them, and it's anyway. Whatever. We'll get it figured out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Niels.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Niels.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.